What did your school ban back in the day? Rolling backpacks. When those who had them and arrived late would wheel them down the stairs behind them, creating a very audible thump each time, causing some teachers who have rooms near the stairwells to get annoyed. Then when going up the stairs, people wouldn't wear them and pull them up the stairs one at a time, exacerbated by smaller students carrying all of their books, which created congestion. Eventually they rolled back the restriction that you had to wear them like normal backpacks and couldn't wheel them around. Pokemon. I was in elementary when the game came out. My first game was Pokemon Red. Kids loved it. Pokemon clothes and merch were popular. The school hated it and they were tired of hearing about Pokemon. Everything was banned. Shirts, games, even talking about Pokemon would get you in trouble. If you wore any Pokemon merch, you'd have to put different clothes on. I remember some kids wearing their art shirts that were dirty and covered in paint, because the teachers would prefer kids to wear that before allowing kids to see any Pokemon reference. Google. Our high school had some kind of contract to this really shitty school-appropriate search engine called Netrica. They banned using Google in school because it wasn't scholarly. Only Netrica was allowed. They tried extending this to beyond the school. They wanted us to use only Netrica for internet searches outside school and send home a pamphlet about internet rules outside the classroom. They said that students shouldn't have Android phones. I got a referral for having a Moto X smartphone. This was in 2015. Human leashes. Also me selling human leashes. Hairspray in class. Fishnet shirts, live animals in backpacks without written permission, putting me in the hall with a textbook and forbidding the other kids from talking to me, putting kids in lockers consensually, playing baseball in the classroom, basketball, dodgeball, sharing chocolate-covered espresso beans, wearing multiple pairs of pants to avoid pain when getting paddled, earrings for boas, going to Dollar General without signing out, rifles in trucks during hunting season. In middle school there were these gel bracelets that came in all sorts of colors. Eventually kids started mixing and matching them to convey certain things, i.e., I have a boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm bi. I'm popular. There was also this trend in which kids would snap them off of others that they deemed did not align with whatever they were trying to represent, usually the I'm popular bracelet wearers. When faculty caught onto this, they were afraid it would lead to clicking or deviant behavior and swiftly banned them. Most websites, we had to trigger content blocking, which supposedly blocked sites based on what was on them, but really just blocked anything visited more than a couple times. Using and do it in one go course. The second day you try to go there, it's blocked. A teacher had a BB site set up to discuss the reading and turn in homework, and it got blocked 11 times throughout the year. It was utter shit and didn't stop anyone from using a proxy to play games or anything else. Pregnant girls. My senior year at my Christian high school, we had 2 girls get pregnant. What did my school that professed to follow the example of Christ do to these 2 young people that needed their help at a most vulnerable moment in their lives? Kick them out. They made them stand up in front of the class, most of whom had been attending the school together since 1st grade, and had them apologize to us as if they'd somehow wronged us. Then they were gone. I'm still sickened when I think about it. Both shirts were longer in the front and back with high-cut sides. These were designed to be tucked into your pants. Shirts with rounded bottoms like a t-shirt did not have to be tucked in. T-shirts and hair that touched your collar or ears was a no-no. 60s. Girls had to wear a dress or skirt. Collared shorts were allowed as long as they looked like a skirt. Late 60s, when pantsuits were allowed, had to be a pantsuit, not a shirt and trousers. Then came the 70s, and the mini skirts, lol. When I was in grade school in the 80s, I was like the kid in Goonies that always needed a hit from my inhaler. They changed policies to where any meds kids had needed to be locked up with the school nurse. I was out in recess and a bad asthma attack hit. No inhaler. I collapsed and teachers weren't able to find the nurse to get the key for my inhaler. So I guess I almost died. Woke up intubated in here. The school changed the policy so that all teachers had access to the medication locker. Bandanas. This probably doesn't seem too crazy today, but in the 2000s, girls wearing cute bandanas as basically a type of headband was popular. Gel pens, girls were drawing on each other our clothes and also trading, selling them. It was a huge deal. Lol. Slap bracelets, trench coats, and doing finger guns after Columbine. The song Get Low by Lil Jon. Giga Pets, Tamagotchi. Pokémon cards. In 2021, after the Uvalde shooting, the district where I teach banned backpacks for the rest of the year. Went to a private school. Hats, dancing, and playing cards were banned. My niece's middle school banned bicycle helmets of all things from inside the school. They have to leave them hanging from their bicycles or on provided hooks outside. Elle had to wear them, but inside two girls got into it and one used hers as a weapon and swung and whacked another girl in the face with hers, breaking her glasses and knocking her back into the lockers. School every lunch setting them off. And one day an announcement came over the PA that anyone caught with one would be expelled for acts of terrorism cause people can be allergic to the ingredients. In middle school we would shoot paper hornets at each other, folded paper you can shoot with a elastic until people started adding staples into them, causing them to stick into your skin. Not a banned story. More of a banned story. One time they brought the drug-sniffing dogs into my high school the night after a ZZ Top concert in a nearby city. Every kid who was wearing a ZZ Top t-shirt, probably about 24 from the concert, was flagged by the dogs. Not one of them had drugs on them. It was just that the concert smells had permeated the t-shirts and the people who bought them hadn't had a chance to wash them yet. The whole thing was pretty silly. Metal silverware in the cafeteria because one day a fight broke out and one girl stabbed another in the face with fork, right on the bridge of her nose. Missed both her eyes by centimeters. After that it was all plastic. Then the next semester, someone used one of the hard plastic trays to slam someone in the face, and they banned those too. Oh, I forgot about the t-shirts. Big Johnson was huge in those days and administration finally caught on. This was mid-90s. No pogo sticks, no stilts, no skip its best battle flail, no live animals for science fair, no climbing up the school to get on the roof to get a ball, no picking up the wildlife, no backflip off the jungle gym, no backflips off the tree, no backflips on the pavement, no binders with radios, no binders with basketball goals. My mum would let us bring in anything, so this was the list of things that happened cause of me and my family. Skateboards, BC of injuries, my bad. They blades were banned because we started dangerously modding them. Kids would fight when theirs broke. And hats were eventually banned in school because they were any bottle brought in from the outside that had a lid. Water bottles, soda bottles, juice bottles. If it had a lid that could be removed and put back on, it was banned. Why? Because a girl brought a bottle of orange juice that was actually one for vodka to school with her. My high school had a long tradition of that kind of overreaction. Also, bear in mind this was the 90s. Hardly anyone carried water bottles yet. And we had soda machines in the cafeteria. Mohawks, light bake, spiky punk mohawks. And it was only like 3 students. Knew from elementary school, was low-key super smart and was one of the top in our entire class. To the fights to the city council. Got the story covered in the local paper. And got the rule reversed. That dude also ran for class president one year with posters saying Ron Jeremy supports for class president. So much stuff I ever said was banned. Rock band shirts were banned. No Fear was banned. Big Johnson shirts were banned. Daisy Duke shorts were banned. Anything video game related was banned. Halloween was banned. If the ultra-religious of southern Indiana even caught a whiff that something could be satanic or improper, it was gone almost immediately. Eating your lunch fast. If you were caught eating quickly, you had to throw it away. Arbitrary on what quickly meant. But my favorite part was if a teacher held you up and you were late for lunch and only had 5 minutes to eat. Someone would be hovering around you to see if you ate quickly. You could either eat quickly and then get in more trouble and lose the rest of your lunch, or eat super slowly and not eat the rest of your lunch. We couldn't wear shorts until they relaxed the rules while I was in 10th grade. 1991. And then they couldn't be shorter than a dollar bill width or 3 fingers width above the knee. Bows couldn't have hair longer than the collar. Although I feel like that was selectively enforced. The shorts thing was annoying because it was hot and girls could wear skirts. So what was the difference? No Bart Simpson shirts here either. I started public school in 1955. Boys were not permitted to wear jeans or have shoe taps. A schoolmate defied the ban by wearing shoe tops. The school principal required him to remove the taps from his shoes in the presence of the entire assembled student body. I started high school in 1965. The school administration would not permit female students to wear miniskirts, despite the pleading of female students and a few parents. In the mid-80s, we all had to sign a pledge in high school saying we wouldn't bring knives to school. I guess another school in the district was having gang issues. But honestly, bringing knives hadn't occurred to any of us before that point. Funny thing is, quite a few boys had gun racks with rifles in their trucks. And my locker mate kept a bottle of rum in our locker. The school really did have other things to worry about. Sell and hair for any reason. The feather trend of the early 2010s. Not tucking in your shirt, yes, we all looked horrible. And colored socks white, black, or navy, and could not go over the knees. Crazy carpets, they were those hard, molded plastic pieces with holes for handles in them that kids used to run and then slide down, heels down, then because the plastic got very cold and could freeze. Then, when kids grabbed them and ran back up the hill, or run and slide down, the ends and sides of the edges would hit kids in the face, near the eye, fingers, ears, etc., and literally slice us open.